Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior, and today we're continuing the build for the 5-foot studio scale Millennium Falcon. This is designed by Darrin Hurd, and this is from the Facebook group, let's see, Chubby Kiwi 5-foot Millennium Falcon. I'll put on the description I'll put on all that stuff in the description. Again, we have to thank Darrin Hurd for designing this, and not only designing this for over 20 months now, but also providing the files for us for free, just to spread the love around and everything. So, right, so this is the upper rear section of the Millennium Falcon, and just to put things in perspective, you'll have the flaps over here as the last part of the kind of engine part, and then you have the exhaust parts over here, and then you have parts over here to the side that will be connected to the side of the Millennium Falcon. Okay, this was a really hard build. There's a certain way of building this that you need to pay attention to. I will include what I did, which is a mistake. So don't follow what I did. I was able to pull it off, but only with great difficulty. The second part is when you're gluing things together, it's gonna be hard to align things properly because these are big pieces, these are curved pieces, and you might be expected to see some sort of warping going on when you're pulling things off of the printer. So with mine, the things that I'm noticing that I really need to do post-processing on is, for example, let's see, this gap right here. See, you can see my finger through it. And I test fitted this over and over. There's no way to align this part of the piece for me. Now, let's see, what else? This gap is caused by my mistake on putting things together. You'll notice, if I can twist this around, this is the corresponding opposite of that big gap, but it's a little bit better here. Now this is just the main piece. The reason why I have these X's here is these are the areas that's going to be covered by another piece being put on top of it, so I don't have to worry too much about these gaps. But I do want to fix the gap here. This one I want to fix. This is going to be covered, but I still want to fix that, and this one. So I'll have to fix some gaps, and I might even try to fix this a little bit, but not perfect. I've assembled this. As you can see, I still have my tags going on, A1, A2, A3, the B1, B2, B3, B4, and everything. But before I go on, I was aware that there's an issue about installing this properly, that there's a certain procedure going on, and I completely forgot to look up Darrin's instruction, because when I was putting it together, testing it, it seemed like it was going to work until I glued certain parts, and it became a hassle. Like I said, watch my video. It is possible to do it my way, but it's going to be like stressful because I had time limits because the glue was starting to dry. So what Darrin recommends to do it is you want to glue A3 to B4, you want to glue A1 to B1, okay? Let that dry, and then you want to glue A2, B2, and B3 together. This is all because of how the pins go in. The pins go in at an angle, and this is the way it's supposed to be. Once you have this section glued, once you have these 3 sections glued, once you have these 2 sections glued, basically you glue it this way. That's it. That's all the trick in doing it, and that's how he recommends it. Unfortunately, I cannot show that to you now because this is glued, and I am not going to reprint this whole thing and everything. For me, it works as it is. Like I said, don't follow what I did. It is possible. I had to jiggle things around, but I was able to squeeze it in finally and everything. And it seems to be stable enough, but I wonder if Darrin's method would have created a much finer connection, because I'm not happy with this one. I'm for sure this would have been less. But the thing of it is, I'm gonna flip this over, right? So you see, you notice all these, like the gaps and everything. I can fix that and everything, but look, if I flip it over, look, there's hardly any gaps. They're like perfectly fitted, right? Let's see, there's another one. This is the gap that was the worst. But the reason why I'm showing in the back is, if it fits perfectly in the back, then maybe this is the best I could do with the print, because some angles are just slightly off. I can't answer that right now, but so that's why I'm saying, okay, I did the best that I can. So at this point, I'm pretty much happy with this. The next part of this video, this is actually, you know what, this is the next part of this video. We're gonna go through the files and show you which ones I'm gonna print, and then I'm gonna talk about the fittings and the process of how I'm gonna do it, and then hopefully that works out. Okay, so let's go to the files. So here we are at the files. We're gonna open up a new project, and we're gonna go and add, and we're gonna go to, let's see, I believe this is the, let's go to Kiwi Falcon and go to Upper Decks, and we're gonna go to Upper Rear. All right, I go to the deck main, and don't worry about this. This is just me and my process, because I have to transform everything to my settings. Right. All right. So these are all the files we're going to be printing, the deck main. Okay. This is what we're going to be discussing. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So this is the upper part, lower center portion of the Millennium Falcon. This is where the flaps will go in and everything. So I've arranged it. Fortunately, this was easier to figure out. This is the upper rear A1, A2, A3, top rear B1, B2, B3, and B4. Now, I remember one Facebook group saying that there's a particular method of putting this together, and that if you don't, then you'll get the angles wrong. I believe he did side to side and then top. So, and you know me, I always try to, at this point, my method now is I've arranged things properly. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the proper pegs that go in, and put them in there, so that there's no need to hurry or anything like that. And that will also help me determine the method on how I'm going to place it. So let me figure that out, and I'll come back to you guys. Right, so I've messed around with this a little bit, and I'm beginning to understand what the situation is. As you can see, it's kind of assembled right now. I'm going to disassemble it, and you'll see what's going on. I'm going to pull off the top first, and while I'm pulling off the top, I'm going to separate from the middle. The problem is, if you look at it, you have a front-facing, a forward-facing peg, and then you have off to the side. The problem with that is it's not going to be possible to do it, I don't think. But then again, this is still kind of loose. So what I'm going to do, and then I disassemble this one. So you have this part, this part, this part, this part, and then the three parts over here. What I'm going to do is I am going to glue the top part together. I'm going to glue these two together and these two together. And when I put it in, I'll start off a little bit on this side and just slowly put it in. And then I'll go off to this side. And kind of start leading where things go. Now, as you can see, it's almost completely put in. Imagine that there's already glue preparing to dry here and here, and this is put together. And I'm hoping that by keeping this separate, it allows me to play this in together. And then once you have it all kind of like that, you just kind of squeeze everything together and it should all fall into place. The biggest challenge will be to hold it in place once the glue is in. I'm using JB Weld and I need 6 minutes or so of non-movement on this. And from what I've learned on the lower part, rear, is that you need to make sure you get everything close as you can to getting the curvature. But as you can see, it's lower here and then it goes up here. There's a curvature to this disc that you need to make sure you get good. And the other part is that there's just no clamping point. Again, the clamping point is non-existent. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not gonna video record it. I'm not gonna record it because I need to concentrate. I need to make sure. But that's what that's the method I'm gonna glue this together. And as you can see, it separates pretty well as long as there's a looseness to these two parts. So that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. All right, so next time I come back, it'll be all together. All right, so I've glued these pieces together. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this as I planned. I'm gonna apply glue here, 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 and here, and then slowly try to work them all in together at the same time. All right, so that's basically it. The installation of this on the Millennium Falcon will be a separate video because I want to do the left section of this and the left section of this one. Basically, the left section of this one goes on, will connect to the docking ring, and then the right section again will go to the docking ring, and that will finish off the rear top part of the Millennium Falcon. Once I have those kind of fitted into the Millennium Falcon, then I'm gonna go ahead and start, and I'll pull this off, and then I'm gonna start putting in the small stuff. I'm not gonna show off how I'm gonna fix these gaps because that's gonna take quite a bit of time. But yeah, so, and then after that, once I pull it off, then I'll concentrate on the little gribblies that we're attaching and everything. But that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys found it instructive and helpful. Like I said, if you're still watching, or if you just want to watch, catch the very end, glue A3 to B4 first, glue A1 to B1, and then put that aside, and then you want to glue A2, B2, B3 together. Once you have these three main pieces glued, you basically glue it in from the side like this. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you guys found it enjoyable. Please pay attention. Darrin is just giving this us all for free, but if you feel like expressing your gratitude, you know, I think he has a PayPal or a Buy Me Coffee page and everything. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.